My name is David Shearer. I've worked for the National Park Service since the summer of 2000. Most of that time has been spent here at Pipe Spring National Monument. Pipe Spring National Monument is located about 10 miles south of the Utah-Arizona border. It's a place of spring water that people have used for thousands of years. Just a 40-acre monument site. It was established in 1923. Stephen Mather, first head of the National Park Service, was instrumental in that. And he saw it as a place that would be a stopping point between the large parks of Zion and Bryce and the north rim of the Grand Canyon. And it preserves Western pioneer life, and it preserves Native American history as well. We have historic stone structures from the ranching days of Mormon pioneers, one from the late 1860s and two from the early 1870s. The major one being Windsor Castle that we have here, another small cabin to the west built in the 1870s. Visitors can walk into the outer buildings, and ranger greets visitors in Windsor Castle here and can give them an introduction, and they can do an open house tour through the building. And there's furniture from the 1870s and 80s, locally built by Mormon pioneers, that you can see inside, and you can see how it was used as a dairy, how it was built to be used as a fort, and you can see how it was actually the first telegraph station in Arizona as well. So the first family to live in the house were the Windsors, Anson Perry Windsor and Emmeline Windsor, and they were asked to operate it by their church leaders. So they were out here as Mormon pioneers operating a ranch. And because it's built like a fortress and because their name was Windsor, it got the name of Windsor Castle. Since time immemorial, the Kaibab Band of Paiutes have enjoyed this spring and many other springs along this cliff and called it home. And people of European descent arrived by the 1860s for settlement here. In that case, it was members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormon pioneers. That marked a drastic change in the way of life of the Paiute as new people used the land in a very different way. For your first time visiting Pipe Spring, definitely the trail going up the hillside. It's a loop. It's 7/10 of a mile. It rises higher, so you can see almost 60 miles away, 70, 80 miles away on a good clear day. And there are panels along the trail that identify native plants and talk about the history and geology. And it's a beautiful walk up the hillside. There's several species of cacti, native shrubs, and also native grasses. Up on the trail, there's additional shrubs and wildflowers that can be seen as well. Pipe Spring can be enjoyed year-round, but probably the most interesting time to visit is spring, May, with different wildflowers blooming, and April as migratory birds start to come through. Really, any time of the year is a great time to visit Pipe Spring. Commonly seen birds are scrub jays and ravens. In the winter, you could get a Steller's jay. There are eagles, species of hawks. Condors are a rare sight, but they can be seen in the sky. Even migratory shorebirds like herons can be seen sometimes at Pipe Spring. It's a great place to come and see different birds. Deer are common passing through in the winter. Also, bighorn sheep had been known to come down and drink from the spring. There's nocturnal animals, bobcats, badgers, and other things. And we have 10 species of lizards that can be seen running around in the summer, and there are snakes as well. To stay nearby, a quarter-mile up the road, the Kaibab Band of Paiutes operates an RV park and campground. Further out from the National Monument, Fredonia, Arizona has camping. Kanab, Utah, 20 miles away, has camping as well. There are motels at Fredonia and Kanab, Utah nearby. The reservation is a dark sky reservation. The park is a dark sky monument. The park most nights remains closed. You can see our website for periodic dark sky programs. Some of them take place on the grounds here. Some of them take place on the RV park that is operated by the Kaibab Band of Paiutes. So the museum and visitor center and the walkways going up to the fort are wheelchair accessible. So to recreate responsibly at Pipe Spring, try to stay on the trail and on the walkways and not pick up items that they find out on the trail or out on the grounds. Just not climb on the historic buildings or the walls. So throughout the grounds of Pipe Springs, there are wayside displays that's part of the self-guided experience. Most of those can be found on the half-mile trail up the hillside. And out to a few areas, we have grapevines that date back many years, and a wayside talking about that. We have a museum that talks about the different cultures and how they've used the water. We also have 23-minute video. Visitors can just press a button and view that video, and that video can also be viewed online on the website. My father had worked here in the 1980s on the maintenance crew and had very fond memories of here, and said it was the best place he ever worked, and I happen to agree with that. It's a site with rich history that you can dive deep into. It's a site of peace and quiet, the site where you see something new every day. There might be a different blossom or a different lizard or a different bird. All right, thank you for watching this, and I hope you take the time to stop and enjoy Pipe Spring.